Okay, today we're in the kitchen again for another recipe. Today we're going to do a Korean spicy chicken stew. Yes, I'm bringing Korea to the Philippines today, which is a pretty simple recipe. Only takes about 9 or 10 items. First thing what we're going to do is we're going to get our multi-cooker prepped and ready to go, which won't take much. I want to take the pot out because I'm going to put the sauce ingredients in the pot, and then we're going to put the chicken in the pot, and we're going to set that to stew and cook for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then that'll be finished. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our potatoes, carrots, and cabbage in there to finish up for about 5 minutes, and that'll be all completely done. So welcome to Dino D, Family Man in the Philippines channel. Appreciate you watching, and I'm happy to show you some recipes that I learned to cook. Thank you. Now, to take the pot out of the cooker, there's not much to do. I actually modified this because it used to be hinge up only, but when you cook rice and you open up the pot, you open up that way, and then steam gets on your arm and burns you. So I took the little pin out of the hinge. So now all you do is turn the lid, the whole top comes off, and then you don't get burned by crossing across. And that is where the hinge is at, on the back side, of course. So we just take the pot out, then we can put the cooker back over in the corner. So that process is done, not very difficult. Alright, I'm going to get the chicken out of the refrigerator and wash it, rinse it off. Alright, so for this we're going to use the chicken breast. Let me move the pot back where it's not in the way. I'm going to cut chicken breast in half. 3 chicken breasts. We're 6 of us. So I cut the chicken in half and cook it in a stew along with the potatoes, carrots, and cabbage. There's plenty of food for everybody with the rice. So let's see if I can get this right today, this way everybody can see. We're going to use a meat cleaver. Right here. So we're going to cut the chicken open. Let me get my scissors that I like to use. Cut open the bag, which is sealed way down here. Cut open this other bag. Always put your clean tools back in place. Dump our chicken out in the sink. See? Pretty good sized chicken breast. That's all you need, half one of these for each person. Get these rinsed off. Now today we only had 2 full chicken breasts, so we decided to go to Robinson Mall and pick up a 3rd chicken breast, so we'd have 6 pieces. So everybody would have plenty of meat. Well, the size of the chicken breast at Robinson was a little bit bigger, as you can see. So I'm going to take the chicken, flip it over on its back side so I can get to the soft bone area, and it's also easier to see where half of the chicken breast is at. So, yes, we're going to have to use our hand like a hammer. Just like that. And that's most of the way through, and we just slice the rest of the way through the chicken. That's it. Now we have 2 chicken halves, big pieces, by the way. Toss that in the pot. We have 2 other chicken breasts to do, same way. Flip it upside down, take our meat cleaver, hit it a couple of times with the hand, through the bone, size of that and how heavy, thick they are. See that? Huh? Yeah, it's like a club hitting that meat cleaver. My lady hands are a little bit smaller than mine. But then again, she is a lady and a penai, as you've seen in previous videos. Alright, all that's done. Ta-da! Finished with that part. So let's wash our hands and the cutting board and the meat cleaver. You always want to wash everything before you put them away. Nice soapy water. Nice soapy rag. A lot of soap. Chicken carries a lot of bacteria. And that one's rinsed off and back up here because we're finished with that. Now we want to wash the cutting board. This would be a lot easier if I had a television studio that's got like an island style kitchen, you know, with the cook stove and everything, because then I could just look at the camera while I'm cutting things, but it doesn't happen that way. So we're going to get the rest of the ingredients out of the refrigerator. That would be our go-to chain, which we purchased at Robinson Mall. Had it. It's a Korean hot bean paste, and when I say hot, it is spicy hot. And that comes in a jar. It looks just like this. Hot pepper paste fermented. This is a normal thing to have in the kitchen in Korea. We seem to like it for a lot of our foods, like if we have a soup or a stew or something else, like maybe tuna. If I want to make spicy tuna, this is the way to go for spicy tuna. Yesterday I actually cooked curry tuna with a sauce, curry sauce for dinner. Our soy sauce, garlic and onion. Garlic goes in everything. Koreans are very famous for using lots of garlic. Put them out. Ginger, sugar. So the whole recipe basically calls for gochujang, gochugaru, which is actually red pepper seeds, some rice wine, soy sauce, sugar, garlic, ginger, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, black pepper to taste. So it's not a whole lot of ingredients to make this, and again you can use any vegetables you like to have in there. You just have to remember it's going to be a different cooking time. So what we're going to do is we took the chicken out of the pot. I wasn't thinking. So we're going to put all the sauce in the bottom of the pot, then we'll put the chicken back in after we rinse it again. So this is what we're going to do, is we're going to put the liquids in first, of course. We want 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. So I use an actual tablespoon because I can never find the measuring spoons. 1, 2. And then, I know, not much soy sauce, huh? And then what we're going to do is a teaspoon, it says, of sesame oil. Now, I really like sesame oil. We're going to use half a tablespoon, which is about 1.5 teaspoons. So that part is finished. So then we need to put some ginger in there. We need to put 1 teaspoon of ginger. Again, I'm going to take the top off, and I use a powdered ginger. It's easier to keep around the house. Ginger is good for your tummy, by the way. I'm not sure how good Marianne would be. That's a bad joke. There's a show from like the 70s or the 80s over in the US called Gilligan's Island. Okay. Then we're gonna add a cup of water. Ding, ding, ding. 3 tablespoons of gochujang, the hot fermented pepper paste. Right here. Let's get a clean spoon out of this. This is really, it is a paste. It doesn't come off, so you kind of have to use your finger, maybe another spoon. I would not suggest licking this off your fingers. It's very, very hot. So we'll use this other spoon. Just rest that off of there. Ting. 2. I'm going to put a third in there. I don't have red peppers to put in here. Give it that extra little kick. There's like 3 of us in the house that don't mind spicy foods, 2 that really like it. I'm one of the ones that don't mind it. Sugar, 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 sugar. 1 tablespoon of sugar. So the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now I was actually in the United States military, the Air Force, and I spent a year in Korea. That's where I grew to love Korean food. It's really great. I think it is. It's usually sweet and spicy type. So I know they use a lot of brown sugar, especially for their marinades. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of brown sugar also. So doing that means we're almost finished with the sauce. Alright, so now all that's left to put it and do is the onion and the garlic, and I'm not going to bore you with cutting and dicing the onion and the garlic. Alright, so I took about 3 cloves of garlic and 1 medium-sized onion, coarsely sliced it. It doesn't have to be diced or minced or anything small like that, so this is a time saver. It's going to go in our multi-cooker, pressure cooker, and all the onion and garlic will be soft. Mainly what you want it for is to flavor. I also added about 3 more tablespoons of soy sauce. Like I said before, I spent about a year in Korea, and so I know what the tastes are supposed to taste like. I've actually cooked this before in the US. It turned out really good, pretty spicy. So now all we got left to do is let's rinse our chicken off and put it back in the pot. You can see all that's in there. Gochujang down in the bottom over there. Right there. Yes, it's a paste. But while it cooks and the water gets hot and it's cooking, it'll dissolve. So we don't have a need to stir it in. So rinsing the chicken, putting it back in the pot. Wash our hands. Dry our pot off on the outside before we put it into the cooker. Now that's what I have. See the liquid in there? Also being it's going to be in a pressure cooker, it's probably going to create a little more liquid. So we'll cook this for about 30 minutes. We'll come back down here and cut up the cabbage, potato, and carrot and toss it in here. And then put it back in the cooker for about 5 minutes and it should be finished. Alright, so as I said before, I modified the lid. Doesn't take much time, it took me about 5 minutes. So we just put the hinge part there, slap it down like that. See, it works just like if the hinge was still on there. Turn the top. Good idea to plug it in. Alright, so as you can see, it's plugged in. Now basically we just push the stew button right over here, and it is automatically set for 30 minutes. Make sure that the pressure release is down so that it doesn't release the pressure while it's cooking. And we're done for now. And in about 30 minutes I'll come back down and start taking care of the potatoes and carrots. 30 minutes pressure cooking with the chicken is definitely going to be done. So you don't have to worry about it not being cooked. Alright, so we're back now after we cut the potatoes, rinsed and cut the potatoes, cut up the cabbage, and peeled and cut up the carrot. Now the potatoes don't have to be diced or anything. They're going in the pressure cooker. They all just need to be equal size. Some of these are from Gaisano Mall, which are very small. And the other ones are from, I don't know, Robinson Mall, I think we picked up today. The cabbage and the carrot right there. So we're going to put this all in the pot. So what we're going to have to do is let the pressure out of the pressure cooker. I always use a rag because this one's a little dangerous. And just lift that up, turn it toward the back, release it with steam. Alright, so all the steam is depressurized from the pressure cooker. Now I'll open it up, and like I said before, used to have a pin back here, so whenever you raise this, because this is where the handle is, and you go over the top, you burn your arm. It will burn your arm. So now what I do, turn the lid, lift up, and we're all safe. So let's put the potatoes and stuff in there. We're going to give this a quick stir though, first. Let's see what it tastes like. Oops. That's pretty good. A little bit spicy, not too bad, but it builds on your tongue. So now we'll spoon the potatoes in. Carrots and a cabbage. Finish with that part. Give that a little stir so everything's equal in here. Get all mixed in with the liquid. Then all we do now is we put the lid back on. Like that. Down, turn. Locked in place. There's no potato option on the menu for this device, so I use bean and set it for like 5 minutes. Menu button. Beans. Change the time to 5 minutes by holding the minus button down. And there's 5 minutes. And we're done with that portion. Now all we do is wait 5 minutes, all the vegetables will be done, and everybody can eat dinner. And I have my lady start rice already. So by the time rice is ready, the Korean spicy chicken stew will be ready, and we'll all be ready to eat. Alright, so our pressure cooker says it's all finished, so we're going to open it up and check the potatoes. Looks cook rice in a rice cooker when I'm cooking stew using the multi-cooker. That way everything is finished about the same time. Alright, seems like the potatoes are done. So that's a plate of the dinner. The Korean spicy chicken stew with rice. So thank you for watching, and I appreciate your patience, and I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Give it a try at home. It's a little spicy.